What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you to the November 2024 edition of Let's Talk, and welcome to what is going to be the last update of the year, and quite possibly the shortest update of the year, as I don't really have a lot to discuss. I am mostly just making this Let's Talk as a formality. There's only one really important thing I want to go over at the end of the video, and I'm just going to kind of rapid fire through everything else to get to that as quickly as I possibly can. So, no update in December because I'm just going to be hunkering down, getting ready for the end of the year and getting started with next year. And no update in January because in January, obviously, you guys are going to get the 2025 preview video, the same kind of preview that I've been making the past couple of years, just to prepare for everything that's going to be happening then, especially with the changes that are coming for next year. Although they might not all come to fruition immediately, they are supposed to happen relatively soon. Refer to the last Let's Talk if you want to know what all of that is about. But there is one more change that I haven't yet discussed, and again, I'll save that for the end of the video. First things first, let's go over the current Let's Plays and where everything is at. So obviously, Eco started last month. Now, for those who are not aware, Eco is an incredibly short game. So short, in fact, that this Let's Play is only going to be 11 episodes long. That's right, the finale is actually going to be on the 27th of November, so really not all that far away. I warned everybody kind of going in, and this is actually why I was floating around the idea of possibly doing another short Let's Play immediately after the fact, but decided against it. After Eco's done in December, we're going to be jumping right back into Destiny. However, we're not going to jump immediately into the next expansion. Instead, I am going to be doing a little bit of backlog stuff, mainly talking about raids and whatnot, because I haven't had a chance to cover those in the Let's Play up to this point. Of course, this is only going to apply to the raids that were in all of the previous content that we've already covered, so talking like Destiny 1 raids and Destiny 2 raids up through Beyond Light, but not including raids that are currently not in the game that Bungie has pulled for whatever reason, and also not including the last raid in Destiny 1, because that is the only raid still trapped in that game that never got a conversion to Destiny 2. So this is specifically Vault of Glass, Crota's End, King's Fall, and then Last Wish, Garden of Salvation, and Deepstone Crypt. And I'm in the process of recording the commentary for those videos right now, getting all that stuff edited and ready to go, and then obviously once all that is done, we can finally jump into Witch Queen, which is going to be a big change for the Let's Play in and of itself, just because this is going to be the first true expansion where seasonal content actually gets covered, and there is a lot. So the amount of time devoted to each individual expansion from here on out is going to be a heck of a lot more than it has in previous expansions. So expect that once we finally get around to Witch Queen, which should be sometime in the middle of January, I believe, based on the cadence of episode releases. So that covers the main Let's Play that's always going concurrently at any point in the channel, my Sunday and Wednesday uploads. Pokemon Platinum obviously isn't ending anytime soon. In fact, we're starting to get into the dog days of that Let's Play, so it's got a long ways to go. I'm not done editing it just yet, but right now I've got a pretty concrete idea of when it's going to end, which is looking to be around the middle of April. There's a possibility I may cut some things down, but I also still have a few more videos left to record for that Let's Play, mainly regarding post-game stuff and whatnot, so we'll have to see how all that pans out. But yeah, that's about what I'm seeing, and obviously it's not a secret what is going to be the Let's Play after Platinum. That is going to be Pokemon White 2, which I am hoping by the time I get around to recording the next Let's Talk in February, I'll have started work on that Let's Play around then. Then we got Animal Crossing, which is, I mean, like I've said before, I've warned you guys this is going to be a super long Let's Play, but this is a special case just because it is New Horizons and it's unlike any other Animal Crossing game for so many reasons. It's much more content-rich, much more Let's Play-friendly, and while I fully intend to cover other Animal Crossing games in the future, none of them are going to be as lengthy as this one. Right now, it's looking like New Horizons is going to be around 70 episodes long. And I have just gotten back to recording it again after taking like several months off of doing so. So you're going to start to see the episodes that I'm working on right now sometime in the end of December. And those episodes are going to change up the pacing and the cadence of things just a little bit as we move towards the end of the Happy Home Paradise DLC. This is also, like I said before, when we're going to start seeing much bigger time skips between episodes. And that's not a really easy thing to pull off when I'm trying to blitz through the Let's Play, so I've kind of resigned myself to the fact that Animal Crossing is going to be a Let's Play. I'm just going to be kind of recording on the side alongside everything else that I'm doing just because of the nature of the kind of game that it is. because it requires so much playtime outside of the Let's Play, so much management outside of the actual recorded episodes, it's just not something that I can set down and blitz through as fast as possible because it just doesn't work that way. It's way too meaty of a game, and there's way too much going on in that game, and there's way too much I have to be attentive towards to record it in that fashion like I can pretty much any other video game. So it's going to be a little bit different, but it should be running for a very long time and should go smoothly for a very long time because I'm pretty much... I know what to do with this Let's Play. Like, I know exactly how I want it to go from here on out. It's just I needed a long break from it in the first place, but now that I've gotten back to it and I've kind of gotten back into the groove of recording these episodes, it should be painless from here on out. It's just going to be around for a very long time. Then we have Banjo-Kazooie, which is ending actually relatively soon, not this month. In fact, I can tell you right now, the finale is scheduled for December 14th, so it's getting pretty close to being done. It's not a super long game, so it's not a surprise that it's that far away. After Banjo-Kazooie is done, I've already talked about this, but we're going to be getting back into the Mario Party series. It's time to move on to the GameCube Mario Parties, so obviously we're going to be starting with Mario Party 4, and that should still be going by the time I get around to making the February update, because while, yeah, Mario Party 4 isn't very long because it's only weekly, that's still a generous number of episodes. Those Let's Plays usually last about 2 to 3 months, so... I feel like that's more than enough time to work on whatever's after that and keep you guys posted once the February update comes out. Okay, let's talk about variety, and this is actually the last thing in the episode that I wanted to discuss. So this month, the spotlight is obviously Mass Effect, the OG, or the original first Mass Effect 1. Just did about 2.5 hours of playing through the opening of that game, while also clearly stating that I fully intend to Let's Play that game someday in the future. It is on the list, which is not something I could say for any other Spotlight game that I have done, but wanted to make that transparent. We also got Donkey Kong 64, which is coming out this Friday, which I actually still haven't recorded, but I should be doing that on Wednesday this week. And then there's actually a Collector's Corner episode at the end of the month, which obviously those only happen whenever there is a 5th Friday of the month. This one was Little Samson for the NES, which is a pretty notoriously famous, extremely expensive video game that's incredibly hard to get your hands on, and I just wanted to have a look at it. Next month, I do have a Spotlight planned. I do have another Games from the Memory Vault planned, and that is it. That is actually going to be the end of Variety. I've talked about this before, about with all the changes that I've made to Variety over the years. I've been doing this concurrently for over 3 years now, and I have come to the conclusion that it is just no longer worth it. I have been trying to make Variety happen in various different ways, in multiple different name series, different formats. The Spotlight thing I felt like had the most potential, and it just really hasn't worked out all that much. I feel like it's created more disappointment than anything because a lot of people who really, I don't know, maybe it's a branding issue, but at the end of the day, none of this is really going the way that I wanted it to go. And probably the one thing I'm going to be stubborn about is the Games I Remember / Games from the Memory Vault series, because that is the only series that has like a finite conclusion to it. Like, there's a list of games that I specifically intend to cover in that series that fall under the blanket of remember this game, grew up with this game, played this game, definitely don't want to Let's Play it. And every game that falls into that category is on that list. And until I have tackled all of those in a let's have a look at format, I will not stop, basically. I fully intend to do those at some point. But everything else is just not working. It isn't. And I've gotten to the point where it's like, I need to just double down and go back to what I know. I need to just be doing what I'm doing. And honestly, as much as I would like to break up the monotony with things like Variety, it's just not helping. It's not easy for me to keep up with. It's not getting... I do know that there are people that enjoy this series. I know that there are people who look forward to see what new game I'm going to be covering each month. They want to see if there's anything different or something they recognize, and I understand that. But I've hit this point where I've had to weigh my options of, is it worth it to pretty much stop what I'm doing every single month or at the end of every given month to prepare for next month's Variety stuff, totally pulling myself out of the groove of whatever game I'm working on and giving myself all these crazy deadlines that I really wouldn't have to have if I was allowed to just specifically focus on a game for a while, blitz through it, and then move on to the next thing and get as far ahead as I possibly can. But I'm constantly getting pulled back by variety episodes that change from month to month and require me to pretty much have a different mindset when going into them, and I'm not liking the way that it's all panning out. It hasn't been working. No matter what I've tried to do, it hasn't been working. So I think I'm done with variety. I still want to go through the Memory Vault games, and I'll have to find a place for those in the upload schedule. I'll probably also need to kind of step back for a minute and maybe figure out a better place for those sorts of videos, but I still want to finish them at some point. But the Spotlight videos and the Collector's Corner and everything else that I have done variety-wise for the past few years, it's coming to an end. I am just going to make Friday another Let's Play day, another day of the week where you guys get a specific game that is going to be dedicated to that upload slot. But I do want it to be different from the other upload dates. I mean, everything has been pretty defined up to this point. Sunday and Wednesday is the primary Let's Play, aka the game that I personally enjoy the most, that I really want to cover the most. This is entirely a subjective pick. That's where Sunday and Wednesday's games go. Tuesdays are the long-form series, the ones that are going to last a very long time, the big meaty games that I intend to cover that don't really, they're just kind of the secondary game that isn't Pokemon, because Pokemon is relegated to Monday and Thursday. And the tertiary upload slot is Saturday. And it's not really just the third option, but it's also usually the game that is the shortest. I try to go through Saturday games a lot quicker, pick a lot shorter experiences to go through so that there's a lot more turnover in those Let's Plays. So Friday has to be something different. At the moment, I'm leaning on completely blind playthroughs, but I'm talking full playthroughs of certain games. This may be me bringing back certain games that we've already looked at in the variety series at some point. I'm thinking things like Mass Effect, Hollow Knight, etc. Although I do have a very specific game in mind to kick this off with once 2025 begins. But yeah, 2025 is going to be the end of variety content for the most part. Expect a new Let's Play to begin on the first Friday of January, which actually, what day of the month is that? That is the, I was going to say 6th. Sorry, that's December. The 3rd of January is going to be the beginning of a brand new Let's Play. So look forward to that. It is something that I have talked about in the past, and it's something that will definitely be in the preview video, which should be going up on either December 31st or January 1st. Probably January 1st. But you'll see that in there, so you get a little bit of a heads up. I'm not going to make you guys go in completely blind. But yeah, I hate to do it, and I know some people are going to mourn the loss of it, but it's time I make this decision. I am doubling down, and there's another special reason that I am doubling down, although this is definitely more of a perspective thing, and I want to take more time to talk about it at a later date, but this is kind of me just doubling down on the entire mission statement of the channel, especially as of late, where I have seen a lot of, not all, but a lot of channels that I have followed for many, many years finally just conceding to the YouTube algorithm and giving up on this formula that they have run on since back in the days when I started making Let's Plays. I mean, Let's Plays are a very old concept, and it's just not feasible on YouTube anymore. YouTube's algorithm has done everything in its power to kill the daily upload, to kill any channel that tries to do things differently from essentially what is exactly what YouTube wants, how they want to market their videos. If you don't do it exactly their way, you will be left to die. And I'm not about that, because this has never been a job, it is a hobby. So I want to, like I said, double down on this, and I want to make this channel my Let's Play channel for as long as I can possibly make it, until I have covered every single game that I intend to, which is a very long list. And in fact, one of the things I hope to do in 2025 is to share that list with all of you, and also let you guys have input on that list as well. So that is one more little secret, little nugget that I wanted to leave with all of you. But for now, that is going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you all so very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the uploads to come over the rest of this year. Enjoy the rest of 2024. I hope for nothing but good vibes, good times, and I hope that all of you continue to remain well. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.